Hello Scorpio, this is Caro. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to perform 2020 Singles Love Tarot reading in Tarot Solar Sun Studio. I'm going to do this reading in 3 sections with complementary oracle cards. So we have a spread here, the second spread, and we have the third spread. We will see what patterns are emerging around your love life and love habits. And what is manifesting, what kind of a person is manifesting along 2020 here. We will explore that, but before coming to that, I want to do a retrospection with this spread and want to see what works for you and what is your history, dating history. Based on the patterns and the advice that we will get from it, then we will do the second spread. This is more of like patterns influencing your life and things that need further growth in order for you to find love and what you need to liberate within yourself. I had 2 cards here picked. There was 2 cards two cards came from the deck, so I'll keep it like that. It's a very large spread, as you can see, so I have already done the shuffling and the layout. So yes, we will turn over the cards and explore. So this is a comprehensive reading. This is also a reading type that I give and offer to single people who contact me for private readings. I do work with structure, order, and with knowing what I'm going to look for. And then I do assessments, both intuitively and technically. This is definitely not a spread of instant gratification. It really wants to give you something. So we will go and explore one by one. Scorpio, let's begin from your dating history. So we're gonna start from where you have been now. Okay, where you have been. So who you were, who your partner was, and also the relationship you were in. Wow, very there is an upbeat relationship. It's like full of go, and it's very lively with the Queen of Wands energy. But before that, I want to talk about something, Scorpio. Now, of course, your dating history, there can be several dates, more than one person, of course. But this is like, let's say, is a general reading. So this is not going to resonate with everyone. That's why check your other placement. However, for some of you, this can be the most dominant energetically relationship from your dating history. So in this relationship that I have collapsed its quantum function is you come as a Hierophant. I see you are a kind of translator in this connection. Like you were very much good at explaining ideas, and I don't see a secretive Scorpio. This relationship, it seems making you more of like actually solving out the mysteries and translating the Hierophant, what is beyond and what it is turning out to be as a concrete idea. So it's like a mediator of your relationship who is trying to form a bridge between the ideal and what is practical. Also, maybe you were, this is a teacher type of person, so you have a wisdom here in this connection. 10 of Swords person, it's like you are trying to bring a kind of a salvation, liberation of the other person by sharing your perspective. 10 of Swords person is a person who wants to break free from the imprisonment of their thoughts. Maybe this person was a person who had a lot of mental stress. Okay, for some of you, maybe, well, this was a connection. For some of you, maybe you were widowed, it can be. Maybe to this person, there was something really handicap, kind of, they have been through. A person really have seen the 5 seconds of life, let's say. I see here you are, maybe throughout this connection, you were here with your capacity, a healing mechanism for the other person. But I see the person is Ten of Swords. This is a person, maybe a late bloomer. You were together with a late bloomer person. And this was a person who always wanted to have a miracle. Like miracle. But maybe you were trying to be the partner in this relationship who is, Hierophant tells us actually the miracles can be hidden pretty much in the daily, okay, with a kind of a divine understanding in the subtext of events. But maybe Ten of Swords person was always looking for that miracle to happen. So there was a kind, I see you here very earthly, earth energy. I see the other person in the air energy. So the person, I think the problem was there was some kind of a refusal of something. Ten of Swords can be completely refusal of something, and it can be really an emotional block in a person, which is creating actually the intellectual conflict in the other. Maybe there is this always fear of hurt energy in this relationship. The disputes, maybe they were like a bit swept under the carpet. Like the connection has ended, assuming like you are single now and this connection is over. Yeah, we are assuming you are a single person now. So maybe the biggest dispute couldn't even be talked. I mean, something has stayed in people, like they couldn't really voice it. But the relationship, that's why I think there is a very sensual element in the other person, which is also bringing you to your senses. So I see you here through the relationship. Queen of Wands energy here will offer a relationship that, you know, in the complexity of the characters of this relationship, and I see here completely, by the way, two different people. However, the relationship was, I think, very upbeat, and there was something very creative, very much action-wise. A progressive relationship, the progressive relationship I feel here, and I feel the person was contributing you a kind of enthusiasm. Actually, this was the person who was maybe making you to speak like all day long. Maybe you wouldn't normally prefer that much, but I see some risks. The person is also into risky actions. Queen of Wands would be a bit adventurous, risk-taking relationships. And but later, so why it is ended? Maybe by time there was a lack of drive. There can be very obvious relationship, obvious reasons, you know, in the event-wise why relationships end for sure. But I'm trying to get to the more core of things here. So maybe by time there was a lack of drive, ambition, and people didn't like jump forward, but they always like jump back into a conflict or a mixture of something which is couldn't really. Ten of Swords person here seeking the liberation, but they couldn't make it. So, you know, something couldn't be harnessed there, I do feel. But I see that in your relationship there was a lot of this attractiveness. People were very much attractive to each other at the beginning, wholehearted, energetic, and self-assured. However, I think all that beautiful elements is restricted later due to the emotional conflicts, or you were becoming too much teacher type kind of person. The relationship has made you. So yeah, that's why. So there is a pattern here in your retrospection of relationships. Now, let's see that. Now, we're gonna see what you think you want. Okay? Then we will see what you need, what you really need. Then we will see a reality check where you are at, and then we will see the advice. Now let's see then what you think you want, who you want to be. You want to be Two of Swords person. Oh, okay. This time, actually, you do not wanna have a fixed notion about something. I think your experiences has made you like forget all you know, and you know, there is a here a Scorpio. I see. Okay. all the things I have gone through, there has been some instances which made me to think or double check what I know about this thing. So I can now hop on one thing from one idea, because I see here you are entertaining some ideas and more like coming from a balanced perspective. There is definitely something spiritual. You want something to give a blossom, the flower here in the middle. There is something you are looking for, like first time, first experience, like becoming again in a beginner's mind. And you want your ideas this time, what you speak, taken for its worth, and you want someone like to make you enthusiastic for something again, okay, like making you like enthusiastic for something, like okay, I can start to think again, and you know, I don't know, something you want to go back like somewhere in time. The other person, who you want them to be, you want them to be an Eight of Swords person. And this time you want more maturity in your partner. This time more maturity. It's actually, I see here you were the mature type in your relationships, but not the partners. But this time you want to entertain that more of like a bit innocent, childish like ideas. You want more partner maybe to take responsibility. Eight of Swords person here, you don't want to impose, or you know, you want this person to know their bits and deeds, and you know, you don't want to like have to feel like teaching something someone. You know, the person knows their thing. They have you want there is here something great intellectual capacity, mental capacity you seek. A person who has finished with some emotional suffering, and a person do not wanna who is not gonna stay imprisoned by their ideas, but rather than from that maybe from that life he or she can discover the power of things that they felt imprisoned once, like something which is toxic actually later starting to heal you, okay, because you gain the awareness of it. So I see here in your partners, yes, there is an airy quality there, and this is intellect. By the way, it's like you wanna, this is your flower, like potential, but with less imprisons. But the person keeping one focus, but have like a more preserved capacity here. Some concepts like space, infinity, time, eternity, yeah, like lost in conversation, like hours long maybe with a person, so that you can feel that lack of time sometimes, and this really makes you sometimes really feel at present. So, okay, Scorpio, what you want, what I'm trying to say is that in the partner, a person who can really wake up to the infinite nature of us, or eternal nature actually deep down, making us to feel beyond our flesh and skin, right? So that's when I see airy sword energy, this is like through conversation, it's that feeling of beyond space and time, because it sooner or later to come together with the other person is something reminding you your divine capacity, divine being, and the other also reminds their divine being, and two persons alignment is something from that energy makes people more come into a divine understanding, because love really, when you are fall in love, you extend, you overcome the limits of space and time. This is what is really beautiful about love. We think that this is that feeling of, right, like this forever, this eternal feeling. And from that, the divine understanding, the enlightened point of view. Every person we meet and fall in love or fall for is actually making us to close to that feeling of divine, feeling of a cosmic consciousness. So this is the most, how to say, close feeling of that divine understanding, the person. So this is something you wanna, you seek that. In your previous relationship, I think you were also seeking that, but from the worldly means, but this time more of like partners in crime. So the relationship you want, temperance relationship, yes. I don't want anything excessive. I want relationships, temperance. People have some routines they do together. You know, they have a good daily life. Good temperance is good because it's gonna ground that airy energy. So it's gonna bring to people to their senses, and it will show people how compatible they are when dealing with the mundane elements of world. With the temperance relationships, we do not seek excessive, you know, this overly enthusiastic or very energetic energy of the Queen of Wands, but it's that we more seek things like common sense, practical side of a relationship, like one person supporting the other for their success, and one person becomes the other person's rock in tough times. Okay, the invisible force. If it can connect you, maybe, okay, this kind of energy I am feeling. Very, also at the maybe in terms of things you may have different ideas, but on the fundamental level, you may have more similar beliefs, and you can bound them together maybe with this person, you think. And also, I think whatever life brings us, temperance relationships, okay, there can be really tough times, but people really try to control their mood and tolerate, actually. You know, in love, it's about also, the more you tolerate, you more love the person, actually. You know, no one is perfect. Sometimes, once when I listened Alain de Botton talking about love, actually he says we are creatures. Oh, we do not stand sometimes staying with ourselves, like living together. But when you start to live with someone, he says, you show tolerance, and you are also being tolerated. So this is actually this tolerance level, something very right, a measure when love is considered. So yeah. But let's see now what you need. So for 2020, what you need. So what kind of a relationship? You are at your best when you are world. Best person, partner for you, 8 of Pentacles person. Best relationship for you, 8 of Wands. First of all, the relationship is not something you have to balance all the time. It says this can be a relationship that you first time experience some things in your life. It can be also, as of us, infatuation, very sensual, and very sudden, out of sudden it can develop, open to surprises, it says, okay? Regardless of what we have gone through or go through, be open, because love can come like in all ways and all forms and in different conditions. It can be really one spark, and you know, and when it comes, you are at your best when you are world. You are at your best, Scorpio. This is a person who accomplishes themselves, who actualizes themselves, at least for some part of things, areas, when you consider your passions and the things you want to do, have an accomplishment, have a sense of completedness. This is when you are at your best. And the other person is 8 of Pentacles, the perfect world. A person who has gained a kind of a physical and material balance in their life, a person who is not really excessive in all those terms, because 8 is a balanced number, a person who doesn't have paralyzing concepts about things. A person who is not paralyzing, but it's like more opening person, okay, or making things look more simple, organized, not paralyzing, but an ordered person, okay, a person who is not in the mentality of of victim or poverty, but in the mentality of abundance, and who knows and who prepared if there are things which are inevitable or inescapable in life, a person who knows the mundane job, who knows the worldly thing to overcome that or get prepared for that. How to say, Scorpio? You need a person who is in your standards, okay? And the relationship is making a big one spark. It's a this is really, I mean, out of sudden connection, it can be the best. Maybe it's not something like, you know, prepared and you plan, but this is how actually love happens most of the times. And the best relationship for you is actually action-oriented, charged, you know, sexy with this one. And yeah, can be very much sudden crush with that. Fun, excitement, spontaneity, sexiness, you know. So this type of energy. Now, let me see the reality check where you are at. You are at 2 of Wands. You are in preparation for something. Now, your reality check, this is how you perceive by others. How you perceive by others, Scorpio, single Scorpios. Now, 2 of Wands is actually 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands. These are like virgin-like cards. They are like, you know, these are all potential cards, which are like unexplored territories, unexplored potentials yet. So people see you an unexplored potential within you. Okay, they see something very, sometimes shy it can be, shyness it can be, unexplored parts. 2 of Wands, it's an accumulation, okay? The desires are collecting in the Wands. So, and they are like in preparation to blossom in the 3 of Wands. But here, people are seeing a potential in you. But there is something in the very creative and sexual tone that they also associate you. So there is this potential. And plus, they see you a person who hasn't maybe actualized yet what they want to accomplish. So there is a beginner's mind in seeing you. The type of person you are attracting, you attract the types you maybe idolize, but there is no practical application when it comes to relationships. I mean, you may attract a lot of connection, which is fitting to your ideals, okay? Ideals, the star, the ideal, it's there, far away. You can't touch it, but even the thinking of it, you feel serene, right? The star is out there. So it's well, it can be also people who is known, like a celebrity types, or people like you wanna become, or, you know, see a bit, how to say, maybe not so available. Are this person within reach? Or people who have an ideal, go for it, they go for it, but you are in preparation for it. So there is something here. This is actualization, or in preparation to actualize something. This is your potential who wanna actualize it. So people here, what you need is, you need to actualize something here before getting into that. Otherwise, you're gonna seek that potentials in the other person all the time. Okay? Naked ladies here are actually our self-realization and reality, the nudeness in truth, the truth of the nudeness. Okay, so nudity here also are vulnerable side as people, of course. But yeah, and sometimes people maybe who knows how to be vulnerable, or who doesn't know how to be vulnerable in the negative sense. But the relationship you are attracting, oh, Seven of Swords, ambitious minds. Now the problem here, what you are attracting is too overly ambitious. How to say, one person here may have their own agenda. This yellow sword is an intelligent mind. It represents smart mind, and go for it. But does not really, it takes two for the relationships. You know, does not read into others. So you are here red. This person more of like, so relationships, you attract people later leave for their own agenda. People who may have cynical purposes later, like getting from you, learning from you, and then using it for your own benefits, benefits. Relationships which are causing malicious gossips, it can be. A person then become very aggressive about an idea. If this sword was red, it could be a fanatic, but yellow sword here in the relationships, you attract aggressive idea, like heroism, let's say, a person has. Yeah, toxic, like their ideals become toxic to the other people. Okay, there is a kind of an imbalance here, dear Scorpio friends. But your advice working for you is that when you do the Scorpio thing, what is this? Why you come to Scorpio here in this world? Because the universe wants you to experience transformation, intense energy, the depth, the mystic, the other side of things. So when you do your Scorpio thing, when you purge, when you transform, when you know that the white and the black, good or bad, all the duality actually goes together, and everything is bound to go under transformation, even our relationships. And when you become someone to know that, not only as an idea, but also know that how things work, how intense or transformative experiences can change people later. And when you cast off your old beliefs after this transformation, when you cast off your issues, behaviors which are not useful to you, this works for you. When you embrace the transformation, it works for you. And embracing your own personal transformation actually will bring new love into your life. Okay, so of course this is a metaphor, but this is one of the most empowering cards which can really come to your way. So and yeah, because I think you are coming out of a period which you in which you had the dark night of the soul. And I think this is you letting go of now dysfunctional people, dysfunctional relationships, any habits which is working unhealthy for you, and you're gonna have done the control direction of your life. And yeah, you are taking the driving seat later, because let me see what does not work for you. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles does not work for you. So poorly handled economic things, like maintain your resources. Now, the resources here can be anything, not only actually material. It can be your inner resources, but this is you trying to handle things with not poorly handled, but good handled resources you need. Don't impose yourself a kind of eviction, it says, which is every time forcing you to move, but rather catch the natural cycles. Okay, poor experiences do not work for you. Average experiences do not work for you. Okay, When uncompleted jobs, uncompleted businesses, unfinished businesses, you know, which cannot give birth, do not work for you. I don't know, but it's like when you insist on to stay in the old dimension, this does not work for you. This is also Scorpio. What was Scorpio? Other people's money, resources, and how to handle them. But this is changing the way that you also, how you associate yourself with the material world. Or this is a lifestyle card. There can be also lifestyle change. And how to maximize your chance to find love. 5 of Swords. Now, this is what you are passionate about. Find it, it says, and go for it. Stand for it. The Red Sword. This is actually, we need to take this card as a constructive advice. Actually, Red Swords is a fanatism in communications in the Martial deck, but a bit, how to say, you need to take it like your passion, which is sustainable. I don't know, one great idea, and you pursue it. I think through that idea, you can accomplish something here. And when you come to a harmony between the material and spiritual and not getting into discord, how to say, this person not seeing things like separate from each other, like materially or spiritually, but, you know, making a good harmony of them. Because every material, also every, you know, there is this Japanese belief. It's not a belief actually, but it's animism. I think it's everything has a soul. Everything has a, you know, well, it has always a quantum level, that's for sure. But yeah, actually, this is something. It's intermingled, not something separate from each other. And you know, Scorpio, when you put what you think and see as beautiful, let's say things which hasn't been put into practice yet, but you put that thing into practice, I don't know, but this is gonna attract love to you. Things which were forgotten once by people, maybe old, maybe traditional, maybe this is what you bring it, the new. It was once that, but you bring the new element and put into practice and produce 9 of Pentacles, something different. I mean, because this is gonna attract you. And plus, in order to maximize your chance, you don't have to, it says, stay away from people who are cynical, hypocritical, who has too also fanatic political opinions, it says. Stay away from frauds, also it says. Let me see your, it is safe for you to love. We have children, and pay attention to red flags. It will be safe for you to love as long as you pay attention to the red flags coming from to you or introduced to you by the universe or the other person giving signals. Or, you know, the universe is putting the safety nets that you fall safe, but it takes that opportunity, let it go. If you have here children, it seems that children for 2020 coming as a here element which will be affecting on your love life, maybe your own children, maybe if you become if you start to be with a person, it can be also their children. So it seems there is going to be an impact on that. I think there is here a kind of a purge, a cleaning you need to make, starting from your mind, starting from your bed, starting from home maybe. So until it becomes safe for you, yeah, until it becomes safe to, yeah, opening your heart, giving and receiving. giving without expectation. This is what makes it unconditional. Yes, definitely, love is reciprocational, and but reciprocational element sometimes comes after actually being unconditional. It becomes automatically reciprocational. So, yeah, if it doesn't become, then no way, it's not good. But there are stages of that give and take. Not in the beginning, give, or take, but there is something first more cool about it, and then it becomes the reciprocational process. So yeah, there is a message there for you. I want to see, you need to surrender unhealthy relationships. Yes, with the death you are letting go of this. Surrender worry and surrender to trust, Scorpio. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. I have told this in the cards. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. Make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breath them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that Spirit is guiding you always. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. I think Capricorn got the similar cards. If you have also a Capricorn in your placements, yeah, Capricorn reading can be also good for you. Now let's see some other cards then. So now this is going to represent you and issues surrounding you, the Lovers. I think you know, this is very open, that you want open-heartedly actually love, and I think you are getting ready for it. But there are some value choices time to time you need to make. Maybe you are thinking about that value choices. Maybe you see so much people, for instance, you date with many people. It's always that maybe different values make you to question the relationships. You are always coming to a crossroad. You are always coming to a choice, but then you do not want to sacrifice your own standards. However, I see you are looking for connection with someone to be kindred spirits and want to form that intense bond. But first, I think you try to make that bond with yourself first. The relationship, your value choices with yourself is actually, maybe if the relationship that is healthy connections will manifest. If not healthy, then you may, what goes inside also goes outside. So as within, so without. That's why maybe there are also some handicap type of experiences there as well. But I see you attract intense types, and there is also we have that also here. You wonder also, you are maybe looking also a sexual compatibility here, and spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, there is an assessment here. I see there is a kind of again value choice. And you wonder the next levels, next steps. You wonder if a particular connection is good for your soul development. You wonder about communicating with your relationship soul, communicating to uncover its maybe subconscious secrets, unexpressed energies, but this happens only when two people come together. I also see here, we have that you have been through many karmic relationships, like you have to clean out something there every time. So behavioral patterns that are influencing your love life. Behavioral patterns with the sun, then this is freedom. Scorpio. So there is something here that do not restrict yourself, it says, with a particular type person. Be free. You know, love can come in any way and any form. Unexpected. So there is behavioral patterns here. I see a kind of a restrictive freedom element. Plus, the sun is also, you know, a connection or a person who want to escape from the shackles, taboos, or these expectations of society and closed, you know, public things. I mean, I see here there is a something you want to break through. You want to come, you want to see the sunlight. The further growth, so what the need for further growth in order to find love. Ace of Wands. Be open to surprises. If something is unexpected, do not let it to scare you, okay? Do not let it scare you. Grab the opportunities there. Plus, there is a lot of... Ace of Wands also definitely being out there card, but there is a chance, some chances you need to take, some new initiations, beginnings, maybe very bold and brave decisions you need to make also in order to invite this. What you need to, maybe it's that you cannot do for some time. You couldn't due to the other life elements. What areas you need to change or process in order to find love? The way that you relate, the way that you show love, reciprocate love. Maybe there is something in that level you need to change. Because Knight of Cups is our emotional association. And it's our expression of love. So in what way do you, you know, experience that? So there you need to find a balance, I think. Balance with the fluctuating and the swinging energies. Fluctuating energies, swinging energies come. You need to find a balance with regards to that. Yes, you need to find the balance, because with the Knights, the energy is very, you know, fast one, whatever actually the Knight is, because these are airy cards. So your emotions, this balance, and you need to understand, it says, don't be impulsive and acting instinctively. This may not help. So you need to always seek balance. And also this is you learning to act rationally, because it's airy. Don't leave your emotions as well too, but there is an act of rationalism a bit needs to enter in the way that you show love, it says. So what you need to liberate from yourself, liberate yourself the idea that there is a perfect relationship, or you have to establish something anytime soon, or no hurries, it says. Be comfortable. There is this one ideal, and this is your thinking. There is also, you know, here's in the thinking pattern, maybe there is something restricting you. There is an ideal that people impose, but you need to go out of it, maybe. Not for the most happiest, or the truest, you know, the most happiest, the most fantastic, you know, connection. It's not about you being overly happy, fantastic, but you need to figure out the right attitude to be happy, and the right attitude to create the fantastic can be here something that you can more, you know, consider. Liberate yourself that, I mean, this is like something, I know, I don't want to hear about this. I mean, I feel if something is like imposing on you, or there is this restrictive pattern, you try to come out from it. The Sun, freedom. it's like there is an expectation from you. You need to be or marry or partner with someone who has this car, this much of money, this kind of house, you know, it says no, be spontaneous. Love can, you know, there is this ideal every time, like imposing by people or society or expectations, like you have to always behave like under some kind of a mold. Okay, this is you trying to actually break free from something. Now let's see what is manifesting then for 2020, and let's see if you are repeating patterns, what needs to change, and what kind of a person is coming now. So your love interest is a 5 of Pentacles person, a person who has lately difficulties, maybe, you know, hopefully when things get normalized in our lives, so when we actually of course this shall too pass in this pandemic periods in our world, but this can be a person who may be the most influence of that of this period, and so they have been through something, this person, okay, they have been through something, or their most closed ones. So there is a person's narrative emerging here. Your new love interest is someone who has seen the 5 seconds and some very maybe the worst experiences. So this is an experienced person, but they are coming out of it with victory, I do feel. So they are a King of Pentacles, their vocation, a person who is again in the financial world, a bank person, a person who has you know, this fields, who is into soil, agriculture, animal husbandry, the gardener, the chef. King of Pentacles is good with anything earthly, okay? So maybe this person had a collapse. They had been really, really badly affected, but they made it. They win a victory. Maybe in the health-wise, they also overcome things here. So a person really who is strong coming for you, okay? Their best characteristics, oh, they have mastered the life. King of Cups, a kind of a person you can sit with and talk about everything in life. He's not going to judge you. He's coming full acceptance. I mean, this person is really a mature person. Very mature person. Very rich world they have. 2 kings. And this person, I think, maybe they have even lost someone actually. Yeah, they may have maybe lost someone. They have a lot of things to tell maybe. This is an emotionally mature partner. A person who really values commitment, faithfulness, reliability in the difficult times. And they are good at expressing their feelings. This person really can be a consul. You can get always a good advice from there. And they keep cool in whatever difficulty they had. Charged from the charged situation, they come strong. They are full of. They will have a, they do not have a like willing to fight for something again. I mean, they do not want to get really into trouble. I mean, you may tell this person, for instance, we need to stand up for ourselves, we need to, you know, this and that. They don't want the conflict. They want the calm, what I can say. This can be really a mature person. In the age-wise, they can be also older than you. Their physical features, King of Swords, 3 kings. This person really, I think they have also worked with very powerful people. 3 kings is an authority figure, even it can be. And they had a kind of a success. Very much they have experienced a lot of success in their life, but maybe that was like everyone else's, of course, a really went through the worst in the with our latest mundane elements. So they have a mustache maybe. I see this person having not so short hair, not so long hair. They have facial features. They may have a bit their eyebrows, a bit lost eyebrows. Okay, maybe there is one even the scratch in their eyebrows. Yeah, there is something that I'm seeing. So their first impressions of you. Now, why I'm doing this spread? This is your third Ace of Wands. This is an out of sudden connection. The person sees you, they will feel very charged. Actually, you can. This person is filling with life energy again. You are giving them to, I don't know. It's very charged, very spontaneous. You awake something really physical, by the way, in them. Your first impressions of them. This is a single person, maybe again a person who has lost someone, maybe widowed by, but this is your first impression of them. This is a happy person. You will see them very content. They have, they like pleasure. They like to be around pleasure. They want chilled, relaxed life. Yeah, this is a light-hearted communication, but it's good to start first at the light-hearted way, because this is something more easy to, you know, connect elements which are being brought out, which is making people to, you know, establish more easier connections rather than complexity is. Their emotional connection to you, Queen of Cups, your emotional connection. This person reminds you, their one way reminds you one of your previous partners. Yeah, 2 times a year. So maybe something very striking with this person will happen. Emotionally, it will strike you. But you can internalize and process these strong emotions. They will be so much into you. You are like a queen. You are like a queen. So the very nurturing, nourishing, receptive Queen of Cups, who takes no nonsense. Yes. Emotional intelligence with the Queen of Cups. There is they see the quality, and it's